All right, y'all. It is 2022, and we need to talk about Bitcoin. Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. We absolutely do need to discuss what is going to happen in this coming year. Because, if you had asked most people in the beginning of 2021, what would you expect the Bitcoin price to be at by the year 2022? If you had told people, yeah, I'm thinking that the Bitcoin price is going to be around $46,000, most people would tell you, now you're undershooting it there, my friend. You are undershooting it there. We're going to see at least 100K, right? And actually, as we speak right now, the price of Bitcoin is coming down toward that yearly open. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to be going over what I think we have in store for this coming year. And we're going to go over multiple scenarios, but we're going to be very objective here. Very, very objective. What we are not going to do in this video is get carried away by being overly bullish or being overly bearish, because here's something that I feel like messes a lot of people up. They get married to an idea, they get married to a price number instead of being objective. And if we can be objective, if we can come up with multiple scenarios that are equally as plausible, then we will have a plan for no matter what happens. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure to like and share this stream. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Messiah. I pray everyone is super blessed, had a very healthy and happy new year. If we can get this stream up to 750 likes, as usual, guys, we will be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin, which is still a lot of money, guys. Even though Bitcoin is trading in the 40s, it's still quite a bit of change there. Shout out to Luis Mendez. Shout out to Chang. Shout out to Rodrigo. Shout out to Mojo and PD Craft. What's going on, y'all? Just so everybody knows, before we get into the analysis, there is a very, very limited time here to get the course at the discounted price of 35% off. Okay, JasonCasperTrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. It's literally changing the way thousands of people are approaching these markets. I've had people come to me and say, Jason, because of this course, I've been able to quit my job and trade full time. Other people are finally starting to become profitable. Check out the interview we did with Sloth Poop on Friday. 35% off, guys, if you use the coupon code XTheMess. In the description of this video, this code stops working tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so if you want to take advantage of that discount, now is definitely the time to do so. All right, so I want to take a look at Bitcoin right here. This is our yearly open. The yearly open, okay, at the beginning of 2022, Bitcoin opened at $46,195. And, again, I have to say, personally, even for myself, I was expecting it to be a little bit higher than in the 40s. Okay, I was expecting it to be, I thought we were going to see close to a $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, but clearly that has not happened. And I do want to take a look at the BLX chart right here. This is the history of Bitcoin. I have it on log scale right now from its inception all the way back on July 2010 to the current day. And I do want to point out the fact that we have been respecting this trend line since 2015, where really we've been trading along the trend line. And then when we had the bull market, we came up, fell right back down onto the trend line. And then in the 2019, where we had the pseudo bull market, right? Then we came back down, tested the trend line again. And then, in 2020, when we had the actual run up, we came from that trend line. And I do want to point out, guys, that there is some interesting confluence. This is the monthly chart here. There is some interesting confluence where we do have, all the way till the spring, we have this area where the golden pocket from the last low in the spring of 2020 lines up very nicely with this trend line. And I also want to just point out the fact that every time we do come and test this trend line, we don't bounce off of it perfectly. We kind of play around with it. We flirt with it, right? We're trying to maybe see, if she'll go out on a date with us, right? We ask her, hey, do you like music? And we're hoping she'll say, yeah, because guess what? We like music too. And we're hoping if we both like music, perhaps this relationship can kind of go on a nice little uptrend before it ends in a blow off top, big argument, relationship crashes back down, right? So it is interesting. And before we get into the analysis, I just want to point out, guys, that there is a really nice confluence with the trend line and the golden pocket from the last major low in 2020. Okay, that being said, objectively speaking here, guys, objectively speaking, we are in a downtrend on Bitcoin from the all-time high that we put in on November 10th. Okay, the reason for that is because we have our high, we have our low. We then put in a lower high right here, and then we put in a lower low. Okay, then we put in a lower high right here. And this was a really interesting time. I remember it, guys, because, you know, I shorted from right here. And I even thought we were going to come in and put in a higher high on the daily time frame to maybe reverse market structure. Instead, we put in a lower high with a very, very intense rejection. That was actually even a trade that we did post in the VIP Discord because it was a very harsh rejection, right? Going back now, this was a very long time ago when we took that trade. But the VIP Discord, guys, this is a place where we post daily technical analysis updates as well as trade setups in advance. And that was one of the juicy setups that we were able to get simply because it was a very important level on the chart right here. This is the actual trade setup, shorting it right from there, right? This was the high, the previous high. Looks like maybe we're going to come take that out. But we had these two very important levels here, a daily level and then another daily level and a 786 level. And we're looking at the chart forming here. We're like, if we get bearish divergences on that 1 hour time frame as we come into here, we are going to get a rejection. And so this was the trade setup given in advance. And then, of course, you know, we reject from that area. And I'm actually still in that short position, guys. I am still in a short from about 59K. So we are continuing in the downtrend here, right? We come in, we put in even a lower low. And all these highs that we've been putting in, we have been unable to put in a higher high on the daily time frame. And so objectively speaking, we are in a downtrend. And so if the old adage, right, to use that term, I don't know what the term adage means, guys. I don't know. I'm going to use it anyway, right? It makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. The old adage, the trend is your friend until the end. Well, if we're in a downtrend here, and we have indeed put in lower lows and lower highs, then potentially we're going to put in another lower low. And that's something that we need to be aware of. However, Bitcoin has literally been trading in a sideways range since December 3rd. And the break of this range, in my opinion, is going to determine the direction of the Bitcoin price action for the following next few months. In other words, if we see the price of Bitcoin lose these important supports, then I can see us coming down lower. And if we see Bitcoin breaking this very important resistance here, then I can see us come higher. Okay, I want to take a look at some of these higher time frames, and I want to turn on my indicator, Market Cipher B, because Market Cipher B is a momentum indicator, my favorite indicator. I don't enter any trade without looking at Market Cipher B. And what it does is it kind of shows us which direction price is going to head in, right? This is how we're able to get into trades. By the way, if you do want to join the VIP Discord where we give the trade setups in advance, as well as the daily technical analysis updates that we post in here, giving the juiciest levels, the trade setups, all that kind of stuff, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. But we can see over here on the monthly time frame, Market Cipher B, we have printed and confirmed at the end of December a bearish divergence on the monthly time frame. Now, the monthly time frame, we've been seeing this bearish divergence form for a long time here. We've been seeing it print all last month, right? But what we also see here is the money flow coming down. Now, if anybody doesn't know what a divergence is where price makes a higher high. So we can see right over here, we put in an initial high at about $65,000. Then we put in another high I'm sorry, put in our first high at about 65K. We'll put in another high at about 69K. And meanwhile, while price is getting higher, we can see momentum getting lower. And also we can see money flow getting lower. Not only that, but we can see the VWAP making a lower high. So we have a triple monthly bearish divergence here. And this does have the potential to bring us down to much lower prices. And at the very least, in my opinion, guys, it has the potential to cause us to trade in a not so exciting market. Okay, in other words, more of a sideways market for quite some time. All right, and if that does happen, right, if we do get a bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, that does confirm, then you know, look at what happened the last time we got one of those on the monthly time frame, right? Now this was a little bit of a different situation here, right? Because this was over a longer period of time. But then we had, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 months of basically just nothingness, right? 4 months of consolidation. After confirmation, we confirmed we had 1, 2, about 3 months of very sideways price action. So we have confirmation. If we have another 3 or 4 months of sideways price action, that's going to bring us to January, February, March. Between March and April, guys, where we will have consolidation and or kind of a downward trend, okay? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I do see that we have a lot of confluence around the trend line down here, right, where we have a very, very important area of support, an extremely important area of support, which is this Fibonacci golden pocket. Now, this is on log scale, just so everybody is aware. And so personally, one of the areas, if we are going to head into maybe a sideways kind of less exciting market, that I am looking for a potential massive buying opportunity, especially for my HODL Bitcoin portfolio, is pretty much anything under 30K. Because if we take a look at this golden pocket, we can see that, you know, if we come into it, right, we will be taking out this very, very important low that we put in here just under $30,000. And if we come into this massive area of support, not only will we be touching this very important trend line, but we'll be coming into a very, very strong Fibonacci level of support, which would have allowed this bearish divergence, guys, to play out. And also, it would allow us to go from, if we're just looking at trend lines here, the most basic form of technical analysis, it will have allowed us to go from the high of this, what some people call a wedge, to the bottom trend line of the wedge, finding confluence with the golden pocket. We also have other confluences down there as well, guys. And to me, especially if I'm looking at this from a very large time frame, looking to buy a lot of Bitcoin on spot, for me, if we do come down to that area, I would love to get some Bitcoin at that price. I would absolutely love to. Now, here's something else that we need to keep in mind, all right? Now, again, remember, we're being objective here. We're saying we're in a local downtrend that we've been in for 2 months. We're saying that we have a bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, which is a very powerful signal, right? You know, we get red dots on the monthly time frame on market Cipher B. They lead to some downward movement, right? It's not a secret, right? You know, it is a little bit concerning that we put in a bearish divergence right here, and then we put in even another bearish divergence, 2 in a row. That's almost like a double whammy, as we see money flow getting lower. And so I'm just saying, there is a potential that we do see Bitcoin trading at much lower prices. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but we have to be honest and say there is that potential. The chart is telling us that there is that potential, and we have to also look at this as an opportunity where, first of all, I'm a trader, right? So I'm trading this. I don't care if price goes up or down, but I'm also a Bitcoin hodler. And as a hodler, yes, I do care if price goes down because it means my portfolio is going to also go down. However, if we are dollar cost averaging, if we're scaling out of our hodl positions, meaning, and this is something that I practice, and this is something that I think everybody should do, every time Bitcoin hits a new high, I take some and I convert it into tether. Every time Bitcoin has a dump, I take some of that tether and I put it back into Bitcoin. And it's a very, very, very relaxed way to trade. You don't really even have to know technical analysis to do that. But if we do see Bitcoin back in the 20s, then that is time for me where I'm absolutely going to be dollar cost averaging back into there. Okay, now let's take a look now at more of a local chart, and we're going to just kind of start small and zoom out. Okay, now first of all, we have our yearly open right here at $46,195. Shout out to Louis Strauss, by the way. I don't know if I can answer that question, my friend. Based on the monthly divergence, suppose you only have one Bitcoin, would you sell it and buy back later, or would you hold it? You know, personally, I would hold it. If I only had one Bitcoin, I would hold it, because I would never want to take all of my position out of my HODL portfolio. I would never want to do that, because we can never know for sure what the price is going to do. And also, I don't like to sell low, right? I only sell Bitcoin after a pump, and I only buy it after a dump. And that's the way I trade as well. Because if you are selling because you think it's going to go down lower, the truth is that's kind of a gamble, because we don't know if it's going to go down lower. But we do know if it pumps to a price that it was not, to a price higher than it was when we bought, right? We know for certain we will be making a profit if we sell some of our Bitcoin. Okay, so Tim Luna, is the video kind of blurry? I kind of hope not, because I can only stream it, I think 720 or whatever. By the way, guys, make sure to like the video, because if we can get 750 likes by the end of the stream, I will be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. Also, make sure to share the stream, guys. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Helps out the algorithms a big time, right? Sharing is one of the best ways to get views to the video. And the more views we can get, the more likes we can get, the more likely we are to get that Bitcoin giveaway. So here we go. This is the local Bitcoin chart right here, guys. From December 3rd, okay, we have been trading in this little sideways area right here, okay? We've been trading in this little sideways area right here, defined by basically this value area, where for the past month, every single time, the Bitcoin price has come above the value area high, which is right here, currently about almost right around 50K, right? Every time Bitcoin hit 50K, there was a celebration, and then Bitcoin came back down into the value area. Every time Bitcoin has come below this value area, it has come right back up into it. And, you know, we can really see that there needs to be a point of decision right here. And locally, the two major areas of support and resistance that we have are, first of all, our major resistance right now is going to be this golden pocket right here at 52,370, coming up to about almost 53,000. And our major support is going to be this golden pocket down here between 45,000 and 45.5 thousand. Okay, I firmly believe that if we lose this support down here at 45K, we're going to see a much lower price. And I also believe that if we can come above this resistance right here at about 53K, we're going to see a much higher price. Now, let's talk about what could happen if we lose $45,000. Then what can happen? If we lose $45,000, then the next major level of support underneath that, I would say the major level. Yes, we have some levels here, but the next major level that we have is going to be around $37,000 to $39,000. Now, here's why I say that. All right, if we go back to a higher time frame, maybe the daily time frame here, and we zoom out and we just take a look at everything that's been going on for the entire year. All right, we could see that the $39.5 thousand level is actually the value area low for the whole year. Now, a lot of people look at 2021 of saying we were in a bull market, but when we objectively take a look at the year here, this is 2021, this is the year, we can see that we're absolutely trading in a sideways market. Okay, we have a very clearly defined low at about 30K and a very clearly defined high at about $65,000, right? We've literally went from the low at the beginning of the year to the high in the spring, to the low in the summer, to the high in the fall, okay? And now it's very likely that we have, because we have come back inside the value area high and have lost the highest volume node, right? The probabilities tell us that we're going to come down to the value area low. And so if we're unable to hold this very important area right here, we have this very clear area of high volume where we've been trading for the past month. So if we cannot hold this important zone, the next major zone is going to be down here. Okay, this is just based on volume and probabilities right now. Okay, this is going to be the next major zone. What other reasons are there that this is such an important area of support? There's quite a few, but one of the most notable is the fact that if we take a look at this little chunk of price action right here, right, we do have an area, if we turn this on, right about here, right about 38,000, give or take, that we do have the value area high of that summertime range, and also we do have a weekly level right around that same area. So that would be the next major area I would be looking for if we lose our current golden pocket support at around $45,000 now. And keep in mind, if we do lose that, then that would be taking us continuing in the downtrend. Now, there's something else I want to show you, very important. Remember at the beginning of this stream, I was talking about the Fibonacci golden pocket coming in around $25,000. If we pull that same fib, not on log scale, from the low to the high, we see something very, very interesting here, okay? If we lose our current supports, the next major zone is 37 to 39K. If we lose that, I would say that the next major zone, and it's a pretty big zone, but it's going to be this down here, guys, between 26K and 30K, give or take. And this is all just based on volume, probabilities, and Fibonacci. Now again, if we do come down and we see Bitcoin trading here, let me just adjust this real quick. If we do come down and we do see Bitcoin trading below $30,000, this is such a strong support in my mind, because not only is it a strong fib support, but we also have a lot of volume levels down here, as well as some higher term time frame levels down here, as well as all the liquidity that is down here, right, that can be grabbed from these lows right here, would be bought up very quickly. I think, you know, if we're going to just be looking at this whole thing as one giant range, right? We're just looking at this as one giant range with a very, very clearly defined high and a very, very clearly defined low. And we came from the low in January to the high in April, to the low in July, to the high in November, okay? It would just make a lot of sense that we are going to make our way back down to the low, because again, we're already beneath the midpoint. And if we do make our way back down to the low, it lines up perfectly with that Fibonacci pull from that March 2020 dump to the all-time high, which would just, instead of being overly bearish scenario, it's really not an overly bearish scenario at all, because if we've been trading sideways for the past year, what's so bearish about continuing to trade sideways? And maybe even we could see new all-time highs after that. After we come down to this area, I think actually it would be very probable that we see all-time highs, because it would be such an extreme dump to see Bitcoin in the mid 20,000s. It would cause so many people to FOMO sell. And I tell you, there's going to be a lot of big players in the market who would absolutely love to fill some large orders down at those prices, right? Now, what if we lose that? Well, I'm not going to talk about that in the scope of the video, but let's talk about a little bit more of a bullish scenario right now, okay? Because we talked about the bearish, let's talk about the bullish. The bullish scenario for Bitcoin is that we break above the current range that we're in and start putting higher highs on the chart. Now, some people will already make the argument that we have put in our low, and now we put in a higher high, and now we have put in a higher low. And if we can start to see market structure kind of change here on these higher time frames, right, where we absolutely do put in now a higher high, and we see clear market structure of, you know, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, which is very possible, right? That is very possible. then I think there is a much greater chance that we will see Bitcoin trading in around the $60,000 again soon. So let's talk about some major areas that we have to look for that. So first of all, there are some major zones that we need to be aware of as support and resistance. First of all, we do have this golden pocket fib pull from this high right here, okay, to the wick down here. This is going to be a very, very important area, a zone of resistance for us, because not only is it a golden pocket, but also this little zone that we were trading in before that massive dump, it's also a high volume node, right? We have a lot of volume that traded right here. This was our previous sideways range before we had the massive drop. And so if Bitcoin is able to now make a higher high, coming above the $52,000 area, and if we don't get rejected from this very important golden pocket that we have at around 53,000, then I think the next major area that we can look for is going to be this one right here at about 56, 57,000. And if we can come above that, then the next major area of resistance is going to be around 61,000. And the reason for that is because we have this huge chunk of volume right here with the point of control, the highest volume node with all this volume right here, lining up perfectly with this fib level of 0.786. All right. So these above us are going to be the three major zones. First of all, we need to come above here and put in a higher high on the daily time frame, on the 4-hour time frame. If we can come above that, then my target is going to be the $56,000 to $57,000 Bitcoin. And if we can come above that, guys, well, then I'm looking at the 61,000. And if we can come above 61,000, I think there's absolutely no reason as to why we won't see Bitcoin at higher prices. And here's why. Here's why. It's not just because we're breaking above resistance, guys. There are more reasons than that. If we go back and we take a look at the year, okay, the year right here, we can see the yearly point of control for the whole year. The highest volume node in all of 2021 is also coming in right at that $57,000 level. And so if we can get above these two resistances here, that means all that high volume that used to be our resistance is now support, showing that people want to trade Bitcoin at higher prices. Once we come above the point of control in a massive range like what we were looking at before from the beginning of 2021 until the end of 2021, then it becomes very, very, very probable that we push our way back up to the high of the value area. And if we get back to the high of the value area around $64,000, it's just very probable that we will put in a new all-time high. And I think, honestly, a lot of people have mixed feelings right now about Bitcoin, whether or not they are bullish or bearish. And if we can see prices push bullish, potentially it will catch a lot of people off guard, and we can see prices come up much, much, much higher than that. So I do want to talk about right now, quickly, let me remove these things, some of the targets that I would have for Bitcoin if we do break beyond some of these resistances and hit higher prices. So just again, guys, the major areas of resistance are going to be this golden pocket right here at about 56, 57,000, and then that $61,000 786 fib pull right there. All right. So what I want to do right now is I want to take a look at the trend that we are currently in. And we could really, if we go to a higher time frame, maybe the weekly here, take a look and see that we are absolutely in. I mean, you know, anyone. There's no denying the fact that this is an uptrend, right? Especially if we're going to go back to the spring of 2020. So what we can do is we can pull a trend-based fib extension. We can go ahead and take that from that low in 2020 to that first high to the low that we put in the summer, and get some kind of projections right here, some fib targets. Then another thing I like to do is I like to take one from the second leg of the move. So let's say that this was another low right down here, right? Now, by the way, guys, if you don't understand any of these things I'm talking about, volume, fib pools, and all that, and you want to learn, check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader, change the way thousands of people approach the markets. Even if you've never looked at a chart before, you can check out the testimonials. The course is really comprehensive with both theory and concrete examples, as well as tips. Thanks, Rico. I'm all about the tips, guys. The thing is, even if you never looked at a chart before, this will teach you all the TA you need to know, everything you need to know about market, Cipher, my primary trading indicator, the different strategies I use, mindset, risk management, all that stuff, so that even if you lose more trades than you win, you can still, at the very least, not blow your account, not lose money, which is the #1 step to make money. The 35% discount, guys, is still available for the rest of today until 11:59 Eastern Time, January 2nd. So make sure to take advantage of that. There's a link in the description. The code is XTheMess. Also, guys, it is the beginning of the month. If you do want to get into the VIP Discord, where we post technical analysis every day, as well as potential trade setups, as well as a thriving community of traders in here, guys, all posting their TA in here, posting their ideas in here, some really good traders in here, some really good analysis going on in here, like KPAX. Shout out to KPAX, who gave this trade setup, and then the trade played out very nicely, right? You can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper. So basically, what are we looking at here if Bitcoin does start to put in new all-time highs? Well, just based on these two fib pools, and I love to look for confluence here, we have some really, really nice confluence around these two zones. First of all, we have some really nice confluence right here, right around the $90,000 to $92,000 level. And then we have some super nice confluence right here, where we have a 1.272 fib extension lining up perfectly with a 1.618 fib extension around $100,000. And so if we start to see that Bitcoin is not only coming above those levels that we just mentioned, but holding them as supports, keeping that bullish market structure, coming back above the highest volume node for the year, which then puts the probabilities in the bull's favor, then I see no reason why we wouldn't hit some of these fib targets that we have going on right here. Because, you know, these fib levels are very, very well respected. In fact, I know that we did reject the 69K level was an exact fib level to the dollar. Now, let me see if I can find that fib pool. Look at that, guys, right? Look at that. So we rejected right off of this 1.272 fib level, right? So these things are respected very nicely. And so this is how we're going to obtain targets in price discovery mode, okay? In fact, this is even how a lot of times, you know, especially in the VIP Discord, we've been able to take shorts in price discovery mode, right? We shorted Sol back in the day. Actually, let me see if I can find that, because that was pretty epic, just to show you how well respected these fibs are. Okay, let me see here. This is the Sol short that we're currently in right now, guys. This was the setup that was given in the VIP Discord 2 weeks ago. It was pretty dang juicy. It's a juicy short, let's put it that way. It's a pretty juicy short. Still open, obviously, taking partial profits out. But, you know, this is the trade setup from 2 weeks ago. We saw that important level of resistance. We got our confirmations on market Cipher B. We took the short, juiciest profits ever. But, you know, back when Sol was trading at, let's go back in time over here. The first major dump for Sol from right here. Okay, we shorted it from $213 simply because it was a fib extension level, right? So if we took, let's see what we had here. We're going to see if I can find that fib pull that we did. But if we took it from, what was it, here to here to down here. Uh-oh, what's going on? Let's see. Take it from here to down here. This dang magnet tool. Nope, that's not the one I had, guys. Let me see. Well, I'm never gonna find it, guys. I'm never gonna find it. But we were in price discovery mode, and it was a it was a 1.272 fib level, and right from there, I mean, we shorted it right from the top. Zoom, came down. It was the juiciest trade ever. So those fib levels, they're nothing to joke around with, guys. They really are nothing to mess around with. And so that's kind of it for the corn. And these are the levels to be aware of. And here's the thing. Whether you are a scalper and a day trader like myself, or a swing trader, or even just a long-term hodler, being aware of these different situations will be able to help you plan how you are going to invest. And of course, none of this is financial advice, right? You should never take financial advice from a guy like myself, right? I have a Pikachu hat, which I don't have with me, but I have a SpongeBob hat with upside down glasses, guys. Never take financial advice from a guy like me. Remember this face forever. Okay? All I do on my channel is wear upside down glasses and talk about uneven butt cheeks, guys. And I love me some uneven cheeks when the left butt cheek is nice and thick and the right butt cheek is not so thick. That's what I'm all about, guys. Never take financial advice from a guy like me. But these levels can help you, because if you're just a hodler and you're trying to not be a slave to the charts, now you know what areas I am going to start looking to definitely get some corn. And also, you know what areas I am now considering to be bullish if we can hold above and stuff like that. All right. So, wow, we've got almost 400 people in here. Guys, make sure to like the video, because if we can, sorry guys for the phone call. If we can get 750 likes, I will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. I hope everything's okay with all these people calling me. You know what I'm saying, guys? Shout out to Crypto Yacht in the house. Shout out to Alchemist. And thank you, Alchemist, for answering my phone. And let's see here. We have a green dot in the 5-minute. Is it also for Forex? Is the trading course? Yeah, the trading course will work for Forex, guys. I used to trade Forex. That's why, you know, it's so funny. Not funny, but I've been on Around the Blockchain lately, and honestly, I don't know a thing about blockchain, right? The only thing I know about blockchain is that it's the new technology that everything is going to be run on, especially the metaverse, and we're all going to be enslaved by it eventually. Eventually, you know, it's not going to be that good of a thing, but for right now, it can make us a lot of money. I'm a trader, right? I'm a technical analyst. I'm a trader. I'm in here because of the volatility. But yes, the course will also work for Forex as well. A lot of the principles that I use also work for Forex, and I used to trade Forex. And, you know, even if we go to the basic, like, the pair that everyone trades, right? USD, the Euro USD pair. We can just see so many awesome trading opportunities just using basic TA that I teach in the course. So let's just turn on Market Cipher B here. Kaboom, kabam, and let's just do something like this. Oh, well, what do you know, guys? What do you know? Bounced right off the golden pocket Euro USD for a massive, absolutely massive 1.45%. And yeah, you can use the same exact principles on this is the weekly time frame, by the way, guys. So here's the thing about Forex, like, you know, we absolutely see the uneven butt cheeks here on the daily time frame for Forex, but I like to trade the higher time frames for the Forex. But really, look, we come down to the support, and you would have had to you would have taken this trade when you first saw the uneven butt cheeks into the golden pocket, which would have been on November 24th, you'd still be in the trade on January 2nd. You'd be up 1.5%, right? So, like, you know, crypto is much more fun and volatile, I think. And if you could also trade the lower time frames on Forex, but I don't find them as personally, I don't find them as reliable. But you could still do it, right? You could still do it. Look at this. Come down, golden pocket bounce, golden pocket bounce. You could do your whole thing with all this point of control, you know, create a value area, buy low, sell high kind of deal, right? You come above the value area short, below the value area long, above the value area short, below it long, to the high, short, to the low, long. So yeah, everything that I teach in the course can be applied to Forex as well. However, I focus on good old cryptocurrency, but I am going to get back into Forex. Let me just tell you that I am going to get back into Forex. So the CME market just opened, and let's even talk about that that current CME gap that we've got rolling right now, rolling on a river. Pop it on real quick. This is the CME gap from Friday with the CME markets. And I do want to just talk about the juicy long position, right? Currently, I'm long on Bitcoin because this was one of the most bullish things I've really seen in a very long time, where on Friday night, we had uneven butt cheeks, guys. We had uneven butt cheeks on the 4-hour time frame. If anybody is new and you don't know what an uneven butt cheek is what I call a bullish divergence, right? Price is making a lower low. Momentum is making a higher low. You got yourself that juicy left butt cheek here and that not so juicy right butt cheek on the 4-hour time frame. You go down to the 2-hour time frame. What do you see? Same exact thing. You go down to the 1-hour time frame on Friday night. Money flow is coming up on Market Cipher B. And if anybody is unfamiliar with Market Cipher B, the money flow is showing you money coming into and leaving the asset. So if you see uneven butt cheeks, if you see this and you see money coming in, okay, then you can be pretty rest assured we're going to get some kind of a move, right? And then not only that, we had it on the 1 hour, we had it on the 12-minute, a very, very powerful time frame. Look at this. Look at this juicy cheek on the 12-minute right here. Left, right, as price is coming down with this massively lower low. And not only that, we even had it on the 6-minute right here. We had it on the 1-minute, guys. This is a divergence suite setup to the extreme right here. This is the best possible setup in the world when it comes to just using Market Cipher. Because look at this, guys. Literally, even on the 1-minute time frame, bullish divergences, money flow coming up as we come down. It wasn't even to a level. Usually I only trade if we come down to a level. But because it was so just obvious, I just FOMO'd into a trade based on market size. And it wasn't really FOMO, right? There was good reason. I actually entered 3 longs. I entered 3 longs on Friday night. And yeah, just because we had bullish divs on the 1-minute to the 4-hour. And so I longed the Bitcoin USDT pair on Bybit, the Bitcoin USD pair on Bybit, and then I longed it on PHEMEX as well. So let's see, right? If we do just get a big old move to the upside here, at least I'm in some good long positions. I'm not going to close them all out, right? If they get stopped out at the entry, I've already taken 50% of the positions out. But I have a pretty good loaded up here. If we continue to the upside, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I really don't know. As I was saying, for me, everything depends on these 2 levels, okay? This golden pocket down here and this golden pocket right here, all right? The future of Bitcoin depends on these 2 golden pockets, and I love me some golden pockets. I line my pockets with gold. Do you need to buy Market Cipher when taking the course? You don't need to, but it is recommended just because it is the trading indicator that I use. But there are other indicators you can use in a similar way, but to get the most out of it, I do recommend Market Cipher. MA wants to know, why did we go down previous all-time high? The reason we went down from that 69K level, guys, the reason we dumped from that 69K level is because, number one, we came right into a resistance, right? So let's go to the daily time frame here. I don't have it still marked on the chart, but let's take a look right here. Fib retracement from the low to the high to the low. We came right up to that fib level. And not only did we come up to the fib level, but if we take a look at these higher time frames on Market Cipher B, we can see that we had massively bearish divergences forming on the chart, okay? We had momentum coming down and money flow coming down on the 3-hour time frame. Very, very bearish. This is one of the most bearish things I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I didn't take a short there because I was too hyped up on my long from right here. Right? I took a long from right here with 100x leverage, and it was really juicy, okay? And then I had to go out somewhere. I had to get some supplies for the homestead, and driving in my car. And before I left, I saw all the bearishness. I'm like, I told everyone in Discord, I'll see you guys at the bottom. I didn't think we were going to come as low as we came, guys. You know, I thought we were going to bottom out around here. But obviously, I was wrong. Don't mess with those 4-hour divergences, guys. Don't mess with it, right? The trade that we took in the VIP Discord, where we shorted it right from the recent high, it was very, very bearish looking. Let's take a look here. It was very, very bearish. Actually, no, hang on. Where was that setup given? No, this is after the fact. Where is that set up? I mean, here, yeah, this was the trade we took, guys. But where did we give the setup in advance? Right here, we gave the setup in advance because we saw the bearishness forming. Now, I didn't know how bearish this was going to be, but when we did reject from the most recent high, right, for Bitcoin, which was right up here, take a look at these higher term time frames. Massively bearish divergence. Oh my goodness, look at this, guys. Money flow coming down, momentum coming down on the 4-hour time frame. When you see money flow and momentum coming down on the 4-hour time frame, you know it's going to be a pretty big move. Okay, so we took that short down 11%. Very juicy. Still have it open, guys. I still have that short open. I'm holding on to the shorts I have open because we're in bearish market structure. I would rather hold a short and have it get stopped out on my entry in profit, right? Because we've taken profit out. Because here's the thing, I hold a lot of Bitcoin on spot. And so if Bitcoin's pumping and I am not long, then all right, cool, I'm still making money. But if Bitcoin's dumping and I'm not short, I'm only losing money. So I want to be in shorts. I like to be in shorts. I love to wear shorts. I love cargo shorts. I'm a big fan of early 2000s new metal where everybody wore cargo shorts, right? Let's type in cargo shorts and take a look at what we can find here. You know, this is what I'm wearing, guys. This is what I'm wearing all the time. Okay, just this exact pair of shorts, the same belt and everything. This belt, these belts, we all hate them. They don't work too well. They don't stay locked. Your pants fall down, and then you tie the belt tight, and it gets tied tight underneath your butt, and your pants are sagging, and you're trying to pull them up, and then it pulls your underwear up with the pants, and then you have a wedgie, and then your boxer briefs get pulled up too high, and your legs start to chafe, right? Your inner thigh starts to chafe. That is what I am doing constantly right here, okay? Is the course a collection of YouTube videos? No, but there are some YouTube videos, private YouTube videos in the course that I made, and then they were either VIP videos or they were public videos that I had for a time, and then I put them into the course. But most of the content is made specifically for the course. And if you buy the course with the 35% discount, here's the thing. You're mostly paying for everything that is in the course. You can find on the internet for free, guys. You can find it on the internet for free, but time is money, and you're paying for your time that will be saved from you reading countless articles, watching countless videos, trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle out of order. The course will give it to you in order, and I would say there's 40 hours of content, which means a little bit over an hour a day. You could get everything done in a month, and if you apply that stuff, at the very least, you're going to be a break-even trader. If you actually apply that stuff, right? Even if you suck. If you apply it, and that's the hard part, applying the information. You know what I'm saying? So we're working on an exo charts course as well. I can't answer Serenity HD if you should close your positions, right? This is not a financial advice channel. But yeah, shout out to SS Forevs1. Shout out to Adam Thomas, who found a stretchy belt with stretchy pants and life-changing. Guys, in about half an hour, we are going to be doing the VIP Bitcoin and Ethereum live stream, where we go over an in-depth technical analysis, basically everything we saw here, but in extreme detail, talking about the exact trades that we want to take and stuff like that for Bitcoin and Ethereum in half an hour. If you're interested in that, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper to become a VIP. One more time, guys, the course 35% discount is only available until the end of the day, Eastern time. So make sure to check that out. The link in the description, guys. Let me just pop it in the chat. And then I'm actually going to have to head out of here, y'all. But I appreciate all of you. And I pray that the Lord blesses all of you. And the Lord is so good, guys. He is so good. like I said the other day, I've been absolutely overcome with thankfulness and just awe of how good and merciful the Lord has been in my life. It's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So everybody, may God bless you in Jesus' name and receive this blessing in the Hebrew language. The purpose of this blessing is that the Creator, the heavens and the earth, would place His name upon you and bless you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha, v'yasem lecha shalom, b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which in English means, may the Lord bless you, may He protect you, may the Lord bless you, may He protect you, may He shine His light upon you, may He have grace upon you, and may the Lord turn His face towards you, give you peace. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel, amen. Guys, make sure to like the video. We have 400 people in here, only 200 likes. A little bit pathetic. No offense. I mean no offense. You know, I don't mean to perpetrate a microaggression over here. All right, peace, guys, and God bless.